Podcast, episode 65.
65.
I'm Mike Rome.
Jesse Williams.
Jesse, step away from the box.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna put some of those technical difficulties we just went through right now. I'm gonna put some of that in the video.
Certain ones though, right?
Yeah, for
okay.
sure. Episode 65, man. We here.
There's a reason one of us does the production.
I feel it. What you been up to, man?
Oh man, I had a good week. Spent the weekend in Vegas. Stayed out there at the Mandalay Bay. Mm-hmm. All right, now for the story behind that, for anybody who don't know, which I'm sure they do, that was where the shooting was in, was it 2019, 18?
It was a few years back.
17?
I don't know.
It might have been 17.
But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, where they got it. So my first, once I realized it, was like,
Can you check on that?
what room was he in? Mm-hmm. What floor was this on? Mm-hmm. And they was like, oh yeah, they got it blocked off. Can't nobody get up there. Mm-hmm. And they changed a whole bunch of different safety protocols and whatnot. But I say that to say I believe all the good employees of Vegas don't want to work there because customer service was 2 thumbs way down. Hotel was still looking nice. You know what I mean? The beach pool was still cool, but customer service was ass. But other than that, my weekend was good. You know what I mean? Had fun. What about yours?
Week was pretty good, man. Week was good. Had another show. Had a dude named Demetrius. Mm-hmm. He has a thing called Hoop Therapy. He does. I interview him on a sports show. And actually, just yesterday, I was a guest on somebody's podcast. I'm actually wearing a shirt right now. I was a guest on somebody's podcast, a Random Gold podcast. That's pretty dope. Went down to North Park. Went to their podcast place. It was dope. It was fun. I thought they were comedians. I've been listening to their podcast for a minute, and they're always cracking jokes. They're always funny, and had like porn stars on the show. Like they funny dudes, man. They funny dudes.
That's what's
the Random Gold podcast. Yeah, it was dope.
Sounds cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Other than that, just been connecting with different people. Got plans really to start producing a couple podcasts, a few things in the works, man. So, you know what I'm saying, trying to get this network off the ground, man.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Jumping in the real producing right there.
For sure. Those are shows. It's gonna, my plan is to work out with everybody that I produce, that I get to post their content on my channel as well. Like, you can build your channel for sure, absolutely. It's gonna be on your channel. It's you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But just let me post it on my channel as well, even if it's a few days after or a week after. Just let me have it in my catalog. You know what I'm saying?
And that extra promotion ain't never bad.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Got a nice little following base too.
Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, like, I wouldn't want to post it at the same time or even the day after, to, like, especially for the people that do it, because they want to get views, and if they eventually want to monetize, and if it's available in 2 different places, we're splitting. You know what I'm saying? We could potentially be splitting views. So even if I got, like I said,
go to you, then,
you know what I'm saying? So even if I got to post it a week later, just let me have the right to post it on my channel as well. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna ask. I mean, you got to pay me too. That'll all be in the contract. My wife was like, "Yeah, you got to make sure you get contracts for all this." I was like, "You right." So I've been working on those too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, speaking of contracts, the dude Demetrius that I had on my show, his thing is his training service is called Hoop Therapy. Yeah. And when I was typing in Hoop Therapy to add him in one of the videos, to mention him in one of the videos I made, I came across another page called Hoop Therapy. I think it's just like a hoop, like apparel line. And I sent it to him. I was like, "Have you seen this?" He was like, "Yeah, man. I'm just waiting to get all my stuff in order. I already sent it to my lawyer. I'm finna send a cease and desist pretty soon." I don't even know if I was supposed to say that, matter of fact, but. Yeah, he was like, "I'm finna send a cease and desist pretty soon." I was like, "Oh, shout out to you. He got everything all taken care of."
Oh, yeah, that's how it gotta be.
Yeah.
Can't let nobody make no money off your name.
And I was thinking, speaking of that, I was like, maybe we're not official enough. When I went and did the Random Gold podcast, they had me sign a waiver before the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we just be having people come kick it. It ain't even, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
that big a deal. I was like, well, should we be doing that?
Always.
Maybe we should.
Yeah, I'm with it. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Shoot.
I never even sent you the topics. Let's get into them though. Where they at?
Sure, we can start with the NBA. Let's go with this Dwight Howard news.
Right. Did you read it?
I didn't read the article. No, I didn't see it. I just heard the little quote.
I read the beginning of it. So yeah, he said his son, or no, the thing said his son is a teenager now, and his son was saying
Dwight Howard has multiple kids, right?
By multiple different women.
Yes.
Yeah. He said his son said, however, that he hates his dad and that his dad. He did something about, if I'm not mistaken, I'm paraphrasing here. Something about his dad doesn't love him. His dad knows that he's been hurting for a long time and that he doesn't care and he's never tried to help or reach out or anything like that. It's like, yeah, I hate him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I don't understand how you could have all the money and resources in the world and you don't take care of your kids. Even if you don't have all the money and resources in the world, if you got kids, you're supposed to be taking care of them. I don't even want to kick it or be around with hang around no dude that don't take care of his kids.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But especially like somebody like you who's rich and got all the money and everything you ever wanted. Like, I don't understand how you could not take care of your kids.
Yeah, at all.
It's your seed. What you have them for? You know what you was doing.
Oh no, new Dwight looked weird to me anyway though. I went down with the colorful hair looking all purple and green and.
Right?
I went down with that.
I mean, he played well though. So,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, whatever works for you. But take care of your kids though.
Facts.
Speaking of basketball and sports and stuff, so the Dodgers won the World Series, right?
Yep, shout out.
So two LA teams got rings this year, right?
Man.
The Lakers posted. Let me find it. The Lakers posted made a post to the Dodgers, and it seemed like they was throwing shade at the Clippers. Let me pull it up.
It was something done by the Laker organization?
Yeah, by the Lakers Instagram page.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
Says City of Champions. Huge congrats to our guys that finished their job.
City of Champions.
Is that shade or no?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. For sure.
And I seen another thing. It said the Lakers have 17 now
Mm-hmm.
And the Dodgers got 7.
to equal 24, I think it was.
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah. To the beam. Yeah, I seen that. Wonderful world of sports. What else out there? Football. That's boring.
Yeah, I don't even watch football.
Yeah, I got a team, but I don't really watch like that neither though.
We can keep it in the TV realm though. Do you see what's the name? Viacom and MTV offered to DC Young Fly to host Wild 'N Out,
What?
and he turned it down.
He should.
So I'm rocking with Nick. Nick's
Yeah,
my
he
guy.
should. He should. Nick put him all the way on.
Yeah.
He should. And I thought DC would have been out here for the money, so I'm glad he didn't though.
So it would have been wrong if he took the job.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, he put him all the way on. He should, and the way he came about it, because I get that was when Nick he lost the job when he when he came out and said all that stuff or whatever.
When he said what he said about like white people lacking melanin. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I wouldn't take that job. Because DC already got avenues for money, you know what I mean?
Right.
If that was his only avenue, then he'd be like, Nick, I ain't got no bread. But Nick gave him, but he put him on.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He put him on.
Absolutely. There's no way around that.
He can't take that job. That's foul that they even asked him. But he funny enough for them to ask him. You know they don't care.
That's that divide and conquer.
That's foul.
Because then they just would have been, it would have been a whole thing. It would have been a whole story about that. And they would have asked DC about it, and he would have said something. They would have took that away.
Yeah,
You know
would have turned
and
it.
for sure, Nick probably would have said like the right thing in public. Like, I mean, it's a good opportunity for him, and blah 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 blah. But deep down, he'd have been like, that nigga whack for taking that job.
For sure. He would have sent him a message too. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that.
So if it were you, would you just not take the job, or would you call Nick and be like, hey, would you be cool if I take this job? What would you do?
I mean, it depends on how much I needed the money. If I needed that check.
But like I said, if you're in DC,
if I needed that, I don't know, position he in. He turned it down, so obviously I would have turned it down too because he didn't need the check that bad. But if I needed the check, I'd call Nick and ask him. You know what I mean? And if he be like, nah, nigga, they on some shady shit, don't do it. I wouldn't do it then. And then I'd be like, all right, Nick, well, I need a check, nigga. What you got for me, player? Because they offering me a lot of money.
I think, they probably would have went for it. But if I'm DC, and I'm freestyling. If I'm DC, I'd have been like, the only way I'm going to do it is if I could have ownership of the show.
And change the name?
No. And left it how it is. And then once I got the show, I would have sold half of it to Nick. I would have sold whatever portion they gave me. Say they give me 10% of the show. I would have sold 5% of it to Nick.
So you got a piece of the
and
pie.
be like, look, I'm gonna host the show, but now me and you own a piece of it.
Yeah, and you back on.
I don't know if 10% is a lot, but I mean, now you own it in perpetuity. They go be running that show.
No, I feel that. That's funny. That's a good way to look at it.
I'm sure MTV and Viacom wouldn't go for that though. Like own the show. I mean, we didn't give it to Nick. We didn't give it to you.
For sure, not DC Young Fly.
Yeah.
You see your boy 50 Cent out here switching up like the weather?
Yeah, he's got like the weather. Yeah, I seen that. I seen
out
that.
Here switching up.
That is funny for that dollar.
You know what's interesting? Charlemagne from the Breakfast Club, who's a very rich man now. He said that 50 Cent said out loud what all the rich people were thinking. He said that's all. He's like, I mean, we can't vote for Trump. He's like, obviously we can't vote for Trump. Yeah. He was like, 50 Cent said out loud what all people with money, what everybody with money was thinking.
Oh, for sure.
And I never looked at, I you know what I'm saying? To be honest, like I said, I'd never really been paying attention like that. But then when I looked into it, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely understand why the rich people would definitely want Trump's tax plan, but they just don't want Trump.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, absolutely.
I feel that way about them wanting a Republican, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I feel like the Republican helps them in their tax break versus the Democrat Party.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You know? Honestly, my dad lives like that. I be listening to him. I be like, man, if you don't shut the hell up. But then I be like, bro, I got a ranch. You got a horse. I be like, bro, you just live different, I guess.
They sitting on some nice property out there.
Yeah, it is. Up in Paris. Yeah, it's nice.
Absolutely. While we talking about celebrities and stuff, you see Zach Randolph tweeted? I just sent you the list, by the way. Zach Randolph. Yeah, he tweeted that he married a hoe, bro.
What?
Yes.
What?
My wife, I married a hoe.
Really? Just like that?
Yes, back in May, he tweeted, ready for the streets, been blind and fooled. And then back in September, he tweeted, I married a hoe.
Yeah, that's... Is they still together?
I don't know.
I would hope not, bro.
Because if you don't, I mean, maybe he like him like that, though.
How do you come to that realization? Is it the first thing she did was so foul that you're like, wow, I didn't know you was living like that?
Nah,
or she done showed you a pattern?
A pattern. I'm going to have to go with a pattern.
Unless you walked up into a wild scenery. Like she had like 6 dudes up in there. That's all. Like you. Oh, this is how you give it up for the very first time. How would you know that she
Like a ho-ho.
You see what I'm saying?
A pattern. I mean, I was about to say, how do you stick around to see that pattern? But I mean, for a lot of people, cheating ain't a deal breaker.
No.
Is it for you?
I don't know. That's crazy. I never thought about it. Nah. Yeah.
You think you can get past it?
I don't know. I never even put my mind in that position. That's crazy.
Caught me all the way off guard.
Sheesh. Yeah. I couldn't do it.
You couldn't get past it?
I couldn't do it. Cause I'm crazy. I think too much. Yeah.
I feel like I would try to.
Yeah, and I think I would. I for sure would try to. It's been way too long.
I know I would try to. I don't know. I guess if you're saying right now that you would try and you would fail, is just saying off top that you're gonna fail, obviously. But I for sure would try, depending on the circumstances. But I think I would try.
Depending on the circumstances, it would even give it a chance. Yeah, but I don't know.
Because I mean, for a lot of people, it's more about. I mean, of course, you're gonna be hurt if you get cheated on. But for a lot of people, it's the embarrassment that comes with it too. Mm-hmm. So they're like, not only did you do me foul, but like the whole city or the whole town or the whole school or whatever knows that you like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to just take you back. Now I'm be looking crazy out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Then yeah, some people don't care about none of that neither. Yeah. Different structure, different folks. But I mean, at the same time, I don't think those people that are taking them back are putting that shit out on the web like that, though. To come full circle about the convo. You do something
like this, you don't want to. You're
you cutting all ties like that.
For me, I believe when people do stuff like this, they're putting it out there because they haven't been strong enough to leave, and they've put up with it, and they're doing this to make it where there's no turning back. Because if I turn back now, I'ma look stupid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, facts.
That's what I think.
I feel it.
Because I'd be like, what would push someone? And that's the only conclusion I could come to.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because you're not finna do this and get back with them.
I sure hope not.
And if he tweeted this back in May and then had another one confirming, like, yep, I was right in September, like.
Oh, my goodness. So he was still with her and then it confirmed it later. Like, yeah, I was right. Where the hell?
He said back in May, been blind and fooled. So he knew. He got.
Yeah. And then September's like, yep, I married a hoe. Yeah. I mean, damn. But he had a line in the sand. You know what I mean? I will say that. Everybody should at least have a line in the sand.
Hopefully he had that prenup.
Doubtful.
Kept it G like Steven Jackson. He said he left a chick at the altar because she didn't sign a prenup. You ever heard that story? Mm-mm. He said he was telling her after he proposed. He said he was, we doing a prenup. She said she was like, cool. He said like months and months and months the whole time they was engaged. He kept like reminding her like, yo, you need to sign that. And she never did it. And he said like it got to the wedding day and she never signed it. And he was like, I'm not getting married. I told you. He said like she bust out crying like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll just sign it. He was like, nah. He said, and I remember when he told the story on the Breakfast Club, he was like, I keep it real, and I was crying and everything. He was like, but nah, I'm not. He was like, I support way too many people in my family. Yeah. For me to get into a relationship and it go bad, and now you get half my money when I got my whole family to take care of. Like, so yeah, I was out. He said to the point where like he was just sit like he said either in the crib or like in his hotel room somewhere like depressed for days. One of the homies had to come get him up out of there. Like, man, come on, like we going out, bro. Like get up out of here. Like could you even picture Steven Jackson like that?
No, no, not at all. Dang, that was a new one. Wow.
You feel me?
Wow. But I mean, I don't blame him though. Like he said, that's too many mouths to feed.
Absolutely.
To letting you come up here and swindle me? No, that's out of bounds.
I got a question for you. It's on the list too. If you could live someone else's life, knowing all you know about them from their birth to this point, whether they're dead or alive today, but what you know about them up to this point, whose life would you live? And it's not like no Back to the Future thing where you could change things. Like you're gonna live their life exactly as they lived it,
as you know it. I want to say the Bean, but I want to try and think outside the box real quick. And Will Smith was cool up until the entanglement. Can't go out like that.
He still bred it.
Yeah.
He still got money.
He ain't the only one though. Maybe I can find somebody. Oh, Bing Bao. Idris Elba.
Word?
Yep.
Why is that?
Famous nigga, and everybody love him. Name one person that don't.
You right.
And then I'd be walking around just talking, just whispering in bitches' ears. With that little accent.
That accent get him every time.
Every time, you know what I mean? What else, like, yeah, what about you?
And see, I be having these questions and I don't even be having an answer ready. I gotta stop doing that. I probably go with.
I pick a music artist.
That's what I was gonna say. I either pick LeBron or
Yeah, 'cause LeBron, that's longevity.
or Jay-Z. I'd pick LeBron or Jay-Z. Probably LeBron though.
Yeah.
For sure can't go wrong.
Because I think about it like, because I for sure would love the opportunity to be on stage in front of a whole bunch of people that just love my every word. That is just super dope to me. But I feel like LeBron, now that he's LeBron and a world famous basketball player, he can do that now.
I don't know.
Like,
LeBron
it's not
get a lot of heat.
It's not gonna hit the same. But if he made a song, all he'd have to do is call up one of his famous buddies, do the song with them, and he's gonna be on stage in front of all those people singing every word. You know what I'm saying? It's not for me. It's not the same.
Good song.
For me, it's not the same.
Dwayne Wade created a song recently. Did you know that?
But it wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
But it wasn't good.
He got one of his big homies.
I think LeBron has more rhythm, has more like knows more about hip hop and rap, and for sure would be a better rapper than Dwayne Wade. I think everybody would be a better rapper than
Them
Dwayne
niggas
Wade.
is friends. I don't think so.
That don't mean nothing.
I know.
That don't mean nothing.
I know, but I'm associating that together with him.
Nah, you can't do that.
I can't. I don't think he can rap.
All of these rap niggas got friends that's just on their team that can't rap. Tata don't rap. That's Jay-Z right hand man.
Out of those two, I'd rather have Jay-Z's career though.
Jay-Z than LeBron?
Yeah, because LeBron received a lot of flack. I wouldn't want to go through that.
Jay-Z's received his fair share too.
Not like him.
LeBron's still getting his
Every single day. LeBron can't wake up a day. He hasn't woken up in a day in at least the last 17 years.
You feel me?
I feel it. This dude Jay-Z partnered with the NFL and tried to, from what he says, tried to help black people and took a whole bunch of flack. He's still taking flack, bro.
I feel it.
I'm bugging.
They ain't got segments or whole hours on them though.
I feel it.
They got
This
whole
dude,
TV shows hating
this dude Skip Bayless has made a whole second half of his career off of
hating.
hating LeBron.
You see what I'm saying?
That's sad, bro. That's whack.
It's crazy.
You gotta find something better to do this time.
Man.
What's next, man? Pull them topics up.
To where they found Shannon Sharp to be like, I'll argue with this dude. I ain't tripping.
They found the perfect dude because he loved LeBron.
You feel me? The BET Hip Hop Awards.
I didn't watch it, but we could pull up the list, talk about the winners. Nah, find something else though. What else is on there? Let's not get to that yet.
You had a question around here. Do you have do you have many things or anything that you never said to anyone out loud, or anything at all?
Oh, I was thinking about that because I was watching This Is Us. My show This Is Us is back. I was watching. I still got like the last 11 minutes to watch when I get back home. But there was stuff that if you don't know about the show, there's a black dude got adopted by a white family like at birth. He got left at the fire station, and then the firemen took him to the hospital. He got adopted by their family. Grew up in a white family, right? And so they dive into like all the like everything that's going on in society like right away in this new season, like the COVID, the George Floyd, like all of that, right? And Randall, so the dude that got adopted, he's a grown man now. It's about to be his 40th birthday. He's married to a black woman, got all black daughters, right? Got 3 black daughters. And he's watching the George Floyd stuff with his family. And then he just like needs some space. He needs some time. He goes outside and he's sitting on the porch and his daughter's boyfriend pulls up and he's black and he's talking to him and he tells him he was like, I grew up in a white family. He's telling this kid, it's like, I grew up in a white family, and every time something like this happened, every time somebody that looked like me got killed, I couldn't talk about it because they couldn't relate and I didn't want to make them feel bad. Like, so everything I just held in. And he was like, and I've never said that out loud to anyone. And it was like he realized when he said it to him that he hadn't said it to anyone out loud. You know what I'm saying? And it got me to thinking, like, because there's a lot of times I'll think stuff and I'll say things to Keish and I'll be like, and it'll be like about one topic in particular, and I'll be like, I think like do I need? And she would say like years ago, like, my nigga, do you need therapy? Like, are you all right? You bring that up a lot, and I would just like dismiss it. Yeah. But like, I still like to this day will bring up stuff about it, and I'll be like, well, maybe I do need therapy. And sometimes when I'm talking about it, I'll say things to her that like I truly like really, really mean, but I didn't even realize like I meant it or even felt it in that way until I said it out loud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. Going over past feelings like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or just, I was about to say it's got to be from the past if you've never said it.
Yeah. Nah, not that comes off top. But I'm sure there are things that I wanted to say that I didn't say. For sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can get better $100 on that easy.
And see, I think that's why therapy is dope. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start going to therapy, bro. I've talked to a therapist on the phone before. Like, I've done the phone therapy thing. Mm-hmm. But I've never like gone and sat down and like sat with somebody and like, you know, done the whole thing. And I'd like to. I really want to, for real.
And laying down on the couch.
If that's what it is, yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah. Nah, that's good.
So good for the mental, bro. Get that relaxation.
But you know what? That's part of the reason. That's part of the reason why I like doing podcasts and shows so much now, and why I do like think out loud, and why I just say like random stuff so much is because I don't like to like keep anything in, because I've done it before and it didn't work out well for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like just talking all the time and getting everything out. And if I'm feeling away, sometimes people like, bro, you could have kept that to yourself. And it's like, I can't hold on to it. I gotta get it out. And you're who I feel it about, so I got to talk to you about it. It'd be foul if I go and talk to somebody else.
Yeah, fact.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, that's part of the reason why like I try to like I mean, other than, you know, we want the audience to grow, but that's part of the reason why I've wanted to like really have a consistent podcast schedule, because it's in a way it's therapy for me, bro. Mm-hmm. It is being able to just come kick it, not really think about or really worry about anything else while I'm here. I mean, I look at the cameras and like, are the cameras cool? But that's part of that's easy once I'm in here. You know what I'm saying?
No,
but
facts.
That's part of why I like it. I get to come in here and like hooping so much, and you know what I'm saying? That's why the Friday runs got to get back. And I remember I even tweeted, I was like, I didn't realize how much I enjoy hooping, bro.
Yeah, me either.
You don't think about nothing else. You scream, do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You sweating, feeling good. Your heart rate up. Like, I love hooping, bro. And I forgot how much I missed it, for real. Yeah. Or how much I loved it, rather.
Yeah, nah, I missed it too, though. Because it was a lot of work. And there was a point where I was like, I ain't touching no ball again. But I was out there. And
I'm glad you came out of retirement, man. You started looking good. That's probably the reason why we got to get the Fridays back, man.
I ain't got no hoop shoes yet, so I don't think I'm out of retirement yet.
Nah, you came out of retirement. He came out of retirement.
I ain't got no shoes.
He gets the credit, and I get partial credit for helping create the environment. Mm-hmm. But he kept tugging at you like, well, I don't care. Come on.
Yeah, that was embarrassing though, because I was like, nah, man, I ain't gonna play. He's like,
so I don't play neither. I was like, I'm only gonna give you like one game. He said, so me too. I was like, oh my goodness.
Like, I ain't got no shoes. He was like, so what?
So you ain't about to really be running, right? And I was like, oh my goodness.
I'm glad you came out of retirement, man.
Played 3-4 weeks. I ain't
out of retirement yet.
Nah. Nah, you out of retirement.
What you mean? You stopped having it,
so I ain't there yet.
I feel it. I gotta get back on that. So you see your boy Joe got verified on Twitter?
No. What?
Yeah, you got the blue check on Twitter.
You got the blue check? Shout out.
And I said to
JoJo.
I said to Derek, I was like, that's how you know he popping, because he ain't even got 2,000 followers, bro.
Oh, for real?
That's how you know his tweets is just fire and his content is just dope. And he's, you know, doing big things in his profession as well. But you know what I'm saying? That's how you know he just dope, because it ain't like he got like.
So you think he got verified through his profession being a part of it, because he doesn't have the 2,000 followers? Like, they know who he is?
Yeah, there's a few things that go into being verified. I think it's who he is in his profession.
Because I know a lot of these athletes, they get verified because of their profession.
Yeah. So I don't think for him it's just because of that though.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because he's been he got a job in social media because he's dope on social media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think like having his job for sure helped in a big way. It's probably, if I had to guess, I mean, matter of fact, let's see if we can call him. I hope he pick up. He don't be as busy as normal, or as it used to be rather.
Ooh, live call.
He ain't about to pick up.
You have reached the voice.
Anywho, but yeah, man. Nigga got verified on Twitter. I thought it was dope. I seen it.
Super dope.
I seen it in his story today. I was like, "Oh, this was it this morning?" Yeah, this morning. I was like, "What?"
That's super dope, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For him, that's a check off the box for him.
Yeah, for sure. In his line of work, it absolutely is. Are you verified or approved or to do anything?
What does that mean?
Are you like okay?
I'm verified.
Certified.
I'm certified to carry a weapon.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. A few of them.
Had me thinking, I was like, I ain't certified to do anything. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. I'm certified to be a preschool teacher.
I'm gonna say
To run preschool and child care sites. I'm certified to do that. And you know what? See, it's
that's
funny.
a big thing.
It's funny. I remember, yeah, especially like
kids.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I remember when speaking of Jotham, I remember going to Joe, helping like for him to help me put my resume together. And I remember saying to him like, I was like, bro, my resume is like, it's kind of whack. There's no like diversity on here. I've only done one thing. He was like, but in that way, it's really good though.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but if I ever leave this line of work, they gonna be like, well, you haven't done anything else.
Yeah.
He was, and this is before I became like a supervisor. He was like, well, your plan is to be a supervisor, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, well, once you have supervisor experience, that can go anywhere.
That trumps in,
okay.
yeah.
It's like,
For
okay,
real.
okay.
And they gonna see that, be like, oh, well, at least he's consistent. What he do, he'll be consistent here.
But you know what's dope? My photography resume got dope really quick.
Yeah.
Like my like to be maybe I should say this. To be real, my resume looks better than what my content shows at the moment. To be real,
Oh yeah.
my resume is really good, bro.
Yeah, I'm already knowing.
My resume is good, and I'm just thinking about freestyling right now. I'm probably like thinking like, I bet if people win and if they look at my resume, they'll be like, oh wow, and then they go and look at my Instagram and be like, oh, he's good, but I don't know if he really does that.
Yeah, it
You
does
know what
all
I'm
of
saying?
that over there.
You know what I'm saying? But I do.
But it is.
I do. And I mean, like I said, if you go hit my YouTube, it's all there. Anything I've ever done, it's all there. It's all there.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, and I'll be getting back into childcare soon in the form of a teen center. Anyway, that's not really childcare, but you know,
Children taken care of.
absolutely. And that's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
That's gonna be dope. I can't wait to do
That'd
that.
be- Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
New adventures.
Hip Hop Awards. Let's get into those. Let me see. Oh no, the only thing I really wanted to say about that is the Joe Budden podcast got an award.
Really?
They got an award at the BET Hip Hop Awards. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, they doing.
Big things over there.
Excuse me.
They doing big things over there. Joe Budden. What award did they get?
I'm sure it was a podcast award because they were up against other podcasts. Let me see.
Oh, they created a lane for it.
Which is dope.
Oh, for sure. Gotta grow with the times.
Hip Hop Platform.
Okay.
Hip Hop Platform. They were up against The Breakfast Club, Complex.com, Hip Hop DX, Hot New Hip Hop, and The Shade Room, and XXL Magazine.
They won over Breakfast Club.
They way better than The Breakfast Club, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not as much as I used to, but I still mess with Charlamagne. I'm not sure if he was responsible for that Joe Budden smear campaign. He's whack for that, and I don't mess with him. But there's no way to prove that he was. But I still like Charlamagne and The Breakfast Club. I used to watch it like religiously. Now I don't. I watch the Joe Budden podcast religiously though, for sure.
That's what's up.
I'm trying to think somebody. Oh, Lil Baby for his song "The Bigger Picture."
Mm.
He won impact track. Drake and Future's "Life Is Good" got hip hop video. The Savage remix got featured. Beyonce's verse on the Savage remix got featured verse. Master P got an Icon Award. That's what I wanted to talk about too.
Oh yeah, shout out.
We brought him up last week when we was talking about the Bow Wow and Romeo thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Mm-hmm. Oh for sure.
And we called it.
And maybe even a little bit overdue.
Maybe.
Yeah.
For sure, maybe.
He's been an icon for a long time.
Long time. He been perfecting his craft for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, the only other thing I really got is Homecoming 06.
Okay.
When the Homecoming 06 football game, right?
Hold on.
Yeah, so Homecoming 2006, it was a home game, of course, and football game, yeah. Mike won Homecoming King, and I just know that and I just knew that that was a good one. Yeah, he won Homecoming King, and I was like, dang, I'm trying to see, because at that time the King and the Queen, they rode around in the cars at the halftime of the football game. So I'm like, dang, I'm trying to see my nigga right in the back seat of the convertible and stuff, but I'm on the team, so I'm not going to be able to be out there. I got to be in the locker room or wherever we was at, in the team huddle type stuff. I just remember coming back, and I'm so excited for Mike to be like, oh, what was it like? What, you know what I mean? Tell me what it was. Mike had the meanest stale face on. And I'm like, what's happening? Man, that shit was whack. And he's like, just walk right by. I'm like, no way, there's a crowd full of people out there chanting. I hear them screaming, going, yeah, yeah.
The dance was tight. So yeah, but first and foremost, let me not sound ungrateful like I was ill like that. It was super dope to be Homecoming King. That was dope, especially because I didn't even really want to do it, and it started off as a joke. So to win it was super dope.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying? That was my fault. You remember that?
And I'm glad you did it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did it.
I was like, hey, y'all. I was like, everybody vote for Mike for Homecoming King.
Because they were trying to get me to run. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah, I ain't running. Why don't you? Y'all can vote for Mike, though. I was like, I'm not even going to the dance. I can't be running.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, you and Steph didn't even go. Just me and Derek went. Mm-hmm. Just me and Derek went. Derek took time.
Yeah.
Derek took time, yep. But, yeah, so it was dope to be Homecoming King. But it was what made it a little bit whack was Steph was in ASB. Mm-hmm. And the night before, he had to go up to the school that evening. I'm sorry, that evening before, that Thursday night, to set up for the pep rally. Mm-hmm. And I went up there with him. And everybody in ASB was coming, do you think you won? Do you think you won? Do you think you won? And I'm like, well, I won if y'all doing all of that. Like, y'all kind of gave it. So it made it where, like, they took, like, the excitement off of finding out. Yeah. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I won.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, did you ask your brother if you won? And I'm like, 4 different girls came up to me individually. 2 more came up to me together. And then, like, one of Steph's homies that was in there, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, I was like, okay, I think I won.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? That
they gave it away.
You know what I'm saying? And then, I know you told me not to say that part. But, yeah, so that was what, and then also, I ended up leaving early because we had plans after homecoming. Mm-hmm. Me and my date, who was my girlfriend at the time, but I'll leave her name out just because. Me and her, and then Derek and Tyne, we were supposed to, like, go get food or do something afterwards. So we left early. Uh-huh. And so the queen, and so I didn't do, and I forgot all about the king and queen dance.
Oh, wow.
So I skated before that. I left almost right after the picture, like the whole homecoming court. We went in there and took that picture. And and then I shook like shortly after that.
Oh wow.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like it was like, oh, it's whack, let's get out of here. We had a good time, but then we ended up leaving early, and I never did that dance. And I remember she asked me at grad night, actually. She was like, "Did you leave on purpose so you didn't have to dance with me?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Everyone told me that you didn't want me to be your queen and that you left early so that you didn't have to dance with me." I was like, "That is not true." She was like, "And I like never knew you and never met you and like never talked to you after that." So I was like, "Well, maybe it's true." She was like, "Cause you were like a football player and played basketball, and you were like." She was like the club, she was trying her best to be respectful, talking about ASU. She was like, and like, you're like, aren't like you and your brother, like, don't you guys like do something important in your thing? And I was like, I didn't even bother to correct her. I was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, and like you were like a popular kid and I wasn't, and people weren't happy that I won. So I thought like you didn't want to dance with me. That's what people told me.
Wow.
I was like, no, that's not true. I was like, I told her, I was like, that makes me feel really bad.
Yeah.
That makes me feel really. I was like, nah, that's not true. She was like,
man,
oh.
That's crazy.
She was like, I mean, I wasn't like, she was like, I'm not all broken up about it, but I was like, that's rude. I was like, nah, that's not true. It's not true.
Dang. Microscope of things.
Jesse was prom king.
Jesse, step away from
I
this.
mean,
Clean in the all white, looking like LeBron on draft night.
My suit was not that big. That boy.
No. Your suit was not that big, not at all. Not at all.
mine had the white pinstripes on. It was a little different, but yeah, it was good times back in the day. That's crazy though. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I didn't know she came up to you and said all that.
Prom night was dope too, though.
Yeah.
Pulling up in the limo. I remember we had the shades. Everybody was looking at us like, who do these niggas think they are?
Yeah,
but now my
for
story
real.
takes it even further back. My story takes it back to middle school.
Middle school. Oh Lord.
Takes it back to middle school.
Oh,
When you got your only fight in middle school. I had to fisticuffs a few times, but your only fight in middle school. The only fight I've seen you in. I mean, we've got to some rumbles like at parties and stuff, but the only one-on-one I've seen you catch was in middle school. It was another dude named Jesse. I guess I'll leave his last name out of it. I don't think he would care, but just because. But I remember, and it's fun. What makes the story funny and memorable for me was all the stuff before it. So we were kind of how the same way we did our senior year. We did 8th grade the same way. We were real popular. You know what I'm saying? There was no football no, we played on the flag football team, but it wasn't lit like that. But the basketball team was the most popping thing in middle school, especially at our school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody came out to the Boys and Girls Club for the game. They talked about the stats and the numbers and that the next morning, the announcements. Like, it was real dope. Like, it was super dope. It was super dope playing on the school team. And so we were real popular, right? and then even you and Steph, you guys were in the Hamlet play in your class. And you guys, it was lit. 8th grade was
super
lit.
Dang, that's crazy. You remembered the Hamlet play.
And so this other Jesse, I remember he something happened to where like he bumped into you. He bumped into you at school, and like I remember when he turned around and saw it was you, and he didn't really like get scared, but he knew it was like you was gonna like make fun of him. He just knew it was gonna be something because it was you. And I remember he turned around and like looked kind of scared and was like, sorry. And you was like, man, he like said something like funny, like, man, you better be sorry, like just playing. And he turned around and you even said to like, bro, I'm just playing, bro. I'm just playing. And he left it alone.
Yeah.
And he left it alone. And he went about his business. But like everybody started saying around school that you punked him.
Oh, wow.
Everybody started saying around school that you punked him. And so he came back to you later with, I don't know, it wasn't his girlfriend, but no, it was like a mutual friend, like like it was a girl though, but like a mutual friend that y'all had, like I think in the teacher that y'all did the Hamlet playing in that teacher's class. Y'all had this girl that was the mutual friend.
I think I know what you're talking about.
In class with y'all. I forget her name, but she was the homegirl.
I think it was Natalie.
Yep. She used to walk home. I was just about to say she used to walk home with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was her.
I remember that now.
It might have been his girlfriend. I don't know. Maybe that was part of it. But I don't know. I remember he walked up to you with her. And he was like, hey, I'm not punking out to you, all right? I'm not punking out to you, all right? And you were like, okay. And he like kind of like bumped you. And then that was back when we used to do our arm space. And you just like put your like hand on him. And like as he was talking, just like pushed him out of your face. And he kept talking. He was like, I'm not punking out to you, all right? All right. And you was like, all right. And then he turned around and walked away. And I remember like Natalie just like turned and looked at you. And you was like, I'm gonna whoop his ass. She was like, oh my God, Jesse, no, da, 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 da. She was like, I'm gonna whoop his ass. And then like, it wasn't even like a big thing like that. And then next thing you know, the whole talk around school is like, after school, Jesse and Jesse about to fight.
Yeah, I was like, where's all this coming from?
But okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, and I remember we walking over to the islands. If you went to Grant, which is now Mission Middle, you know we're talking about the islands right there. Was it Harding? Walked over there to the islands.
That part.
Now we walking there and like, I mean, not that he had to, but back then it was like walk over, you know what I'm saying, square up, catch the fade, you know what I'm saying. Jesse had already took his jewelry off, handed it to Jasmine, took his backpack off. I think you gave your backpack to me. You know what I'm saying? You walking over there and you're ahead of him. And I remember you walking like just getting some space like in the grass, like, all right, where we finna do this at? And he just started running at you. And me and Steph is like, Jesse, turn around. He turned around, backpedal, got like two of them in, tried to get your bearings, and then slipped. And he just jumped in. I remember he had no hands at all. Like he like punching down like this. And I remember it was like, you didn't even really get a fair one. Like you slipped.
No,
and he just
but
started.
I remember someone was telling me down the way there, I forgot who it was like, hey, he brought his brother here to jump you just in case you beat him up.
I didn't even get to that part. And while I'm holding your back, I put my backpack down. Matter of fact, while we're walking up, like
I seen them.
While we're taking our backpacks off, I handed mine to Kenyatta, and I got mine off before you, and then you handed yours to me, and so I'm just holding your backpack.
Yeah.
Me and Steph is frontlining for sure. Kentrail too. Kenyatta too. You know she was with it. We frontlining for sure. But I'm holding your backpack. And I remember Steph came over to me and was like, "Hey man, put that backpack down in case we got to jump on this big ass nigga right here. You know how Steph be.
Yeah.
In case we got to jump on this big ass nigga right here. His brother was in high school. Yeah.
His brother was a sophomore.
We was in 8th grade. He came up there. He might have been older than that because he drove up there.
Yeah.
He drove up there. Yep. All right.
And that's when I was like, all right, I'm not finna punch on this dude, but he's not finna hit me though. I was like, that's what's not finna happen.
Right. And I remember you called him out for the fair one in 10th grade because he was on our football team.
Yeah.
He was on our JV football team. You called him out and he didn't want it. He's like, no. Why?
And I think after that, he wasn't even at the school no more.
He played. He was decent little slot receiver. He played. I think he finished that year. And I don't remember him being there for junior or senior year. He shook the scene after that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ended up playing soccer too. He was pretty good.
I do not condone fighting at all.
You know what's funny? The podcast I was on yesterday, Random Go podcast, one of the questions they asked was, could you be friends after a physical fight with somebody?
No.
You couldn't?
No.
Why?
Because I'm not nice like that. I'm gonna want to fight all the time. Every time. No matter what. That's why I don't like to fight. That's why I'd rather play with guns than fight. I mean, that might be too much for the radio.
I was about to say that's no coming back. A fight you
exactly.
Come back from. For me,
exactly.
For me, it depends what we fought about. It depends what we fought about. Like, because I was about to say, if we fighting, if we taking it there, it's like it's no coming back.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying the physical part. It's like, oh no, we're fighting now. But I for me anyway, I could fight and get past it. I told the story about Ace, and I was like, and I was cool. I was down to be friends again. It was the extras that he kept going.
Yeah.
The continued disrespect. But I was cool after the what I'm saying, after the fight. I was alright. So yeah, I could. But it also depends. Like if you violate, like, you know what I'm saying, you I ain't even go mention any particulars, but if you violate and it's like, nah, I gotta put my hands on you because of that. But like that means it's like I can't be your friend after you violate, is what I'm saying. But after a fight, if we not fighting because somebody violated somebody, then yeah, I could come back from that.
Well, then I feel we shouldn't be fighting. If we friends. That's just me though.
That's fair. That's fair, and probably the right answer.
Yeah, ain't no way I can look at nobody I just tried to hurt and just be cool.
I feel it. Like I said, depending on what it is, once I get it off my chest with the fisticuffs, I might be good.
I feel it.
But I think for a lot of times when grown men are fighting, substances are involved, and also.
And see, now if that's the case, then it's different though.
Yeah. That wasn't why we fought, me and him.
Yeah.
Substances are involved, and if not that, it's like young men that still have egos involved. And it's like, because that when you're younger, if you get into it with somebody that you consider a friend, and you feel like you feel like you could beat him up, and he acting like, and you feel like he should know that. Like, nigga, who you, nigga, I will knock you out. And he like, nigga, no, you won't. And then you got to prove to him that I can beat you up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you younger and your ego gets involved, and it's like, even if we friends, he think he could whoop me, so I got to let him know that he can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think once you get older and you mature past that, it's like, for number one, you don't even really be thinking about whether or not you can beat up your friend when you get older. It's just not anything you think about. And then for number two, even if that thought would come across your mind, for me anyway, it's like that's not even important. Like, why are you even thinking that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. It's crazy.
It's funny. I remember even being around people like, he's definitely not like that anymore. But I remember Blaze when he was in high school. He was like, I remember he said, bro, I get into it with all my friends. I gotta be in charge. I gotta be the boss in whatever group I'm in. So I always butt heads with somebody. Like, I gotta be in charge whatever I'm doing. He's like, so yeah, I get it. I've gotten into it with like all my friends. So I gotta call the shots.
I was gonna bring it up, but I said it last time on the pod, brass knuckles. So
I don't be fighting, man.
Nah, you don't. I changed the icon on my phone. I changed it. It's a stroller now.
But yeah, man, we can go ahead and get on up out of here. It's been a good pod. Gave y'all a good hour, or about an hour. Probably anyway, good hour pod. Family Room Podcast, episode 65. I'm Mike Rohn. Go ahead.
Jesse Williams.
Appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. We out.